mean, look how many white people are in the picture. Just an example right there. So it says also in verse 20, Genesis 49:26, that Joseph gets the blessings of the crown of the head. So there are always going to be Josephites in the world who are in a monarchy. Joseph gets to be monarchs. So it is perfectly biblical for Hiram to be in the tribe of Joseph and at the same time a king. Joseph gets blessings of the crown of the head. Joseph is separated from his brethren. So it is perfectly conceivable, because of those distinctive characteristics of the tribe of Joseph, for him to be kind of in a little space of his own as a Phoenician, of his own nation, his own country, just like Joseph goes and he's the king of his own nation, Egypt. While the rest of the Israelites are united, Joseph is off on his own, ruling his own area successfully. Joseph has just always been like that, separated from his brethren, off on his own, ruling as the king of his own. And so it's perfectly conceivable that Hiram can be an Israelite and at the same time a king at the same time as Solomon. Now, they had a peaceful, harmonious relationship. You can see it right there. Relationship, a cooperative relationship. And who else? Do you think that the Lord Most High would choose Gentiles to build his temple? Inconceivable. Hiram and his men were Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Joseph. And the Lord chose them to build and help build and supply materials to help build the Temple of Solomon. The Lord Most High would not have Gentiles touch those holy things of his temple. Hiram and his men to be. The men of the ships of Tarshish had to be Israelites. They were touching the raw materials of the holy temple of God, the Temple of Solomon. No, they were Israelites. They were surely Israelites. Hiram and his men were surely Israelites. Okay, now, Tarshish in the Bible originally is discussed in the book of Genesis as belonging to Japheth. I touched on this a little bit earlier, and people say, you know what, the Bible says Tarshish goes to Japheth. Like I said, there's no evidence that Japheth didn't leave any evidence in Europe that I have seen. I've done research, and all I find is evidence of the Phoenicians. So what I conclude from that is, if early on, Japheth moved out of Europe early on, and he didn't leave a trace. They're tent dwellers. They don't build sturdy structures. Okay? So that doesn't mean that Japheth wasn't in Europe early on. But really, the archaeological evidence that we find in Europe now belongs to the Phoenicians. The oldest that we can find belongs to the Phoenicians. So the ships, so this ancient city of Tarshish, eventually the Phoenicians took over it and made it prosper. Was it originally started by Japheth? Yeah. But it says, I already read you the passages that says that Tyre and Sidon, they took control of the ancient city of Tarshish. So no, the Tarshish is not representing Japheth. Tarshish is representing my people, the Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim, which are in Spain as a perfect example. So I have really covered so much ground at this point. I hope that I have given you enough proof to back up my assertions that Tarshish is Tyre and Sidon. Tyre and Sidon are the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians are the Hebrews. The people of Tarshish are Hebrews. Who are the people of Tarshish? You just look at the Spaniards and you'll see who these people are. The ships of Tarshish are going to be built and conducted by my people to pick up the rest of the Hebrew Israelite tribes in the last days. We're going to move through our land like a river, which ends up in the sea, at the coasts, and onto the sea, to bring his ships, the Most High's ships, to pick up the rest of the Hebrew Israelites and bring us together in wilderness areas, including the islands of the sea. Which sea? The Mediterranean Sea. And these ships are going to be coming in from all over the world, okay? Because the daughter of Tarshish is all over the world. Just look how the Phoenicians had a worldwide empire. They went to South Africa, they went to Australia, they went to the tip of India, they went to the Persian Gulf area. The Lord talks about how Persia was involved with them, Wales, Britain, and then they went into the ships of Tarshish were talked about with how they founded the land of the Chaldeans, Babylon the Great. So we are everywhere, and his ships are going to be coming in from everywhere. So this has been a very long 3-hour broadcast, and I apologize. It has been extremely long. I'm sure nobody could watch it in the whole, all in one sitting. Hopefully you watch it in chunks. But that is all the passages that I have studied on the ship. The final conclusion being to prove to you who, if you're waiting for the ships of Tarshish, who should you be looking for? My people. We love you. We're not your enemy, Israel. We are Israel too. Even though we're separated from you, we are also your brethren. So, with that, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom, and thanks for listening.